Hey guys, it is Brian here with some more NHL 14 demo gameplay for you. This time around we're looking at the new NHL 94 anniversary mode that has been added into NHL 14 for the 20th anniversary of NHL 94. It's kind of a throwback to what the game used to be like. Obviously not really the same, as it's got updated graphics in this mode, and you get a little bit more extra controls in it too, but it's trying to give you a bit of a throwback there with the blue ice, the old-fashioned stick over the head celebrations, and the simplified controls. Also, it's a bit of fun too, because it gives you an idea of what the game feels like when you really take off all the just kind of, holdings of, let's say, icings, offsides, big hits being penalties and stuff like that. This gives you an idea of what the limitations of the physics really has to offer. And right away there, we get into a fight against Patrice Bergeron after making a big hit on the boards on Louis Eriksson. And you know what? After playing a couple games of the regular mode, this is fun because it gave me an idea of, how crazy this game could actually be if you wanted it to be. And right here, actually kind of funny, as we land on him a bit funny. Pretty much looks like we're suffocating Duncan Keith there and trying out a different celebration. So there are multiple celebrations for when you win a fight. And yeah, I mean, I definitely have enjoyed myself playing the old games in the past, but this is kind of a funny mode in a way because it isn't necessarily what the old game felt like. It would really be cool actually if they just kind of threw that in there. Say, hey, if you want to play the old NHL 94 game, here you go, it's in NHL 14. Because it's kind of a bit of a weird mode, but you know what, I could definitely see this being a fun thing. If you're playing with friends, they may, maybe don't really know how to play the game that well. You just throw them into 94 mode and they, get thrown around, hits massively everywhere, and a good time to be had when you're playing with your friends. So I guess there is a place for this mode, if you will. Here's a good passing play that leads to a goal there for Sharp in front of the net. But it is, like I said, very simplified. A is the pass, A is the switch players, A is to do a lot of stuff, B, you can take shots, make hits, and they also added a couple things, like when you're fighting there, you use the sticks. So not necessarily what it would be like back in the day, but they added those in, I assume. Also, I think the deeks as well, to give you a little bit more options, not make it just super straightforward like it used to be. But yeah, there's the stick over the head celebration there as Tay scores a goal off the slapper. As I said though, what's kind of cool about this mode for the NHL 14 demo at least is that it gives you a bit of an idea of where the physics can go. And I mean, people are going to post videos on YouTube. It is now the YouTube age where we're, I'm up at 4 a.m. posting videos of NHL 14 to share with you guys, and everybody else is doing it too. So we're going to get an idea of what, crazy things can happen to the physics pretty quickly, as people are going to have all their own experiences, have it on camera, and be able to share it with the world. But it gives you an idea, when you're at home playing, what kind of crazy, zany stuff you can do with the hitting here. And it's fun to see too. I mean, the hits are probably going to be toned down. I think that's the thing that I've gotten so far from playing the demo, is that hits are awesome. They're really, impactful, but they're almost a little bit too impactful, if you will. They're kind of having the big hits happen way too often, from what you'd expect out of, a regular hockey game. It's cool to see the big hits happen. I think there's a little bit too much going on. But for 94 mode, that totally fits. That totally makes sense. These big hits happening here, there, and everywhere. And, at the beginning of there, you can see that we had that big fight after making a big hit, and then just a bunch of the other ones happen here. And I think there's a point where the computer stops retaliating after big hits because you're going to have so many of them, especially in 94 mode. But the other thing I want to show you guys here too, coming up in just a little bit here, is I'm actually going to get into an opportunity to fight because of a big hit, and I'm going to deny it. So you don't have to always jump into the fights, which is actually cool to see as well. Because I'm a little bit worried about that too, if you're getting into these situations where you're always laying down the big hits, you don't want to be in the case where you're, sending all these guys to the penalty box, especially maybe if it's your star player that's standing up for a guy, or the star player made the big hit. You don't want him going to the penalty box in that case. You'd rather him stay out of there too. And there was actually a pretty big save by Crawford there, making a nice one. And I think this is the opportunity here where I just lay him out, lay out Chara. And I was like, hey, you know what? I don't actually have to fight again in this case. But Chara's upset too. He tries to get into a fight there as well. That's not going to happen either. And that kind of shows you, maybe not as much as I'd like to show you guys, but an idea of like, hey, you don't have to fight the players if you don't want to, which is a cool feature that they have in there, because I was a bit, like I said, worried that that was going to be a thing where, oh, gotta fight this guy now since I just, laid him out. And there's again another big hit and another big hit. Yeah, it's one of those things, like I said, that it looks really cool. I think actually the hitting in the demo looks pretty solid, but at the same time, it's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit over zealous, if you will. I'll be also posting some HUT gameplay, as that is in the demo as well, so you guys can see that. And going ahead here, I'll have some versus gameplay coming up as well, so you guys can stay tuned to that. So I'll be trying to test the limits of the demo as I'll be playing against friends and Landbry as well, or Landon as you know him from my previous NHL content on the channel. So stay tuned to that later on in the day. Until then though, thank you guys for watching this look at the NHL 94 anniversary mode. And check out my other stuff that I got on the channel, as I got a lot of videos going up for NHL 14. Thank you guys for watching.